Hey guys, welcome back to What Was Mommy Thinking? My name's Crystal. I'm a full-time working mom and I live with my husband and 3 boys in the great state of Texas, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today starts a new series on setting up a budget from complete and total scratch with absolutely no previous budgeting. So if you're into that sort of thing and you want to start this series from the beginning, please stick around and let's get at it.
Been feeling trapped down on the floor. I don't know what for. Feels like I'm gonna lose.
Everybody, this is a series I've been waiting to start and I've been so nervous about. I talked to you guys a little bit about it on my live the other night, but so here's the situation. If you are new here, first of all, again, welcome. So glad that you're here. I have decided to help out a colleague that is a 68-year-old single female who has previously retired from another occupation and is now working for minimum wage full-time, and that keeps her under the cap so that she can still collect her Social Security. And she is in great need of some help. She tried to live off of the Social Security income alone and got herself into some debt. So we're going to help her out with that, and we're going to start from scratch. So the first thing I thought I would do, I tried to get this video up and ready for yesterday, but I wanted to spend some time going over things with her first, and I wasn't able to do that until last night after work. So what I have here is my copy of what we're doing. I've made her a copy that fits in her classic Happy Planner. This is just my big Happy Planner where I keep blank note pages that I'm going to use for filming and for keeping record of my copy of it. These are old covers. I just keep them attached to things. This is the inside of one. So here's what I did, guys. I printed out from the Heidi Nash debt-free charts. I printed out some of the pages, and here's the pages that we decided to use for this first month and see how it goes for her. We decided that we're going to use the whoop, I've got them in the wrong order, don't I? I do. Oh gosh, I punched the wrong side. Okay. Well, you know what? This is just my copy, so we will make it work. Let me grab my punch really quick. I guess I should have looked at that before filming, but you know what? Hashtag real life, right guys? Okay, so let's try that again. Maybe I'll throw some washi or something down there to make it pretty later on. So here's what we've decided to do. We're going to do the monthly view, and we will list all of the monthly bills on this page on the date that they're due. I brought along 2 of my Happy Planner sticker books that have the numbers and things in them so that I can decorate up this page, and I will fast forward through that for you guys, maybe play some music. Then we get into monthly income sources. She gets paid every 2 weeks from her full-time job, and then she gets her Social Security check once a month. So she will have 3 sources, plus she is in the process of listing things for sale and returning items at her home that still have tags on them that she doesn't use, even if she doesn't have the receipt and can only get a fraction of what she paid for it. Something is better than nothing, because we're going to attack this debt. So then we have a master monthly budget list. Next, we go into the paycheck by budget, and I have decided that moving forward, this is how I'm going to set mine up as well. The paycheck budget page on the left, the weekly money plan on the right, and then instead of having one spending tracker like you've seen in mine, we're going to do 2 pages. And I did start this in mine for April when I started printing mine out for April, but I didn't start it till I think the second paycheck or something. So you'll see this in my personal one as well. So we've got the second paycheck and spending tracker. Then we've got our third paycheck and spending tracker. And then we have the notes page to put ideas, plans, and notes. the monthly budget review, where it asks successes, challenges, budget categories that were over or under, what needs the most attention, any unusual expenses, any changes for the next budget period, which I anticipate we will since this is the first month, action steps and final thoughts, and then food at home inventory, and the meal plan and shopping list. And this is a big thing that she and I talked about last night. We actually spent time on FaceTime and then ended up going on to Zoom so I could share my computer screen with her, going through grocery ads and looking at meal ideas, because as you will see here in a minute, a inordinate amount of her money went to eating out because, again, she's single, she lives alone. Cooking for one can be a really big challenge, and if you're not used to meal prepping, then it can be even more of a challenge. So this was something that she and I went over, that when I got off of the calls with her last night, I was feeling great, and evidently she was feeling even better. It's going to be a huge help for her. And then I put in an extra meal plan and shopping list just for my copy. And then we get into the debt section. So this is the section where we're going to address all of the debt that she's accrued. So there's a debt priority worksheet and then a debt payoff plan tracker. So we'll prioritize them over here. We will be using the cash flow index method to determine at which order she's going to pay those debts off. Then we will track these by month, and as you can see, this is only what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9 months worth of tracking. We'll put them across the top and we will track those debts here. Then we have an emergency fund tracker. She does not have a current emergency fund, so we will make this a priority along with paying off debt to get this set up. And then we have our sinking funds master list. She currently has no cash envelopes and no sinking funds, but she really, really wants to get into that style of budgeting. And then we have our sinking funds tracker pages. It's got a full year's worth of months here. We'll write our sinking funds across the top, and then just like with mine, I will go through and we will highlight which month it is expected for that sinking fund to be maximized. We have a future needs wish list, a fun money wish list, and then a special events to save for page. So that is the layout that we decided to do. I thought I would share that with you really quick, and like I said, I will go through and decorate these monthly pages here in a minute, and I will play some cool music for you guys while I do that, and I will use some sticker books to do that. I wanted to show you guys, I went way, way back in the old archives. I mean, I went digging a week or so ago, and these are actually the pages that I used when I set up my own budget. I went through, and if you see pencil markings, it's because I erased my own values out of there. Like, I should have erased that where it says included water. But these are the pages that I used when setting up my own budget. This is what we're using for my friend. So I took the recommendations of a couple. I looked at the Budget Mom, I looked at Dave Ramsey, I looked at a couple of other people, and we just sort of came up with some rough percentages that we want to stick to. But once we get the numbers in there, we're of course going to have to make adjustments. I'm going to be using my erasable pens. We're hoping to have 10% of her income left for tithing. She right now doesn't have any savings or a retirement fund, which is something that we need to talk about, because part of the reason that the situation that she is in is what it is because she didn't have a retirement when she left her previous job and was trying to live off Social Security alone, and that's really challenging. Her housing, 25 to 35% of her income is the recommended allocation for housing, and you're going to see how we do there. Utilities, it's recommended 5 to 10%. Then we get to food. Food, it's recommended 10% of her income as a single person, 10% of her income. So we're going to talk about what that looks like here in just a minute. For clothing, we didn't put a percentage because that will become a sinking fund. Transportation is 10 to 15%. That includes all gas, all repairs and upkeep, plus your car payment and insurance. Medical and health, anywhere from 5 to 10%. Recreation, 5%. insurance 10 to 15%, personal 10 to 15%. So once we get all of her numbers plugged in, then we should be able to see where we're at with, I think it goes this way, yeah. So then we're going to be able to see where we're at with what she has and where we need to shift things around to make sure that we're maximizing all of her income. So with all of that being said, it's time to tell you about her income. I'm going to pull out a blank piece of paper because I just happen to have, I don't know, a gajillion of them in here. And we're going to go over her income together. So, as I said, she is a 68-year-old female who lives alone. She does live in a home that she owns. She doesn't rent, but she does have a mortgage payment. I'm going to turn this a little bit and maybe zoom in for you guys. Hang on just one second. Let me see if I can help out here. Okay. Sorry about it being so shaky, y'all. All right, so she is a 68-year-old female. Sorry, that's how we write it as nurses. She lives alone. Well, you're going to find out about that in a minute. She's single, basically. For tax purposes, she files single. She works full-time. And her rate of pay is $7.25 an hour, which is minimum wage. Here in the state, it's, I think it's everywhere, so it's not just Texas. So she works for minimum wage, and she gets paid bi-weekly. Now, she has had, when we went back and looked over her income, we did notice that there were a couple of paychecks where she had a little bit of shortages, but when we looked at collectively 12 months worth of paychecks, her income was about 98 to 99% consistent. So we did get her average bi-weekly pay is $525.90. So we did look at this two different ways. 10 months out of the year, she gets 2 paychecks per month, which equals up to be $1,051.80. Now, when we looked at these different methods, they said to take this amount times 26 and then divide it by 12 to get a true monthly income. So if we were to do that, it came out to $1,139.45. So this is her income source number 1. If you come down here, then she has an income source number 2, which is her Social Security income. All right, now her Social Security income is $1,522 per month, and she gets that check at the beginning of the month. So I asked her which method she would be more comfortable with, since we are going to be budgeting by paycheck, whether she would be more comfortable using this $1139 or this $1051. She asked me to please do the budget based off of the $1051.80, so that any month that there was almost $100 extra comes out to be like $89 and change, that we could allocate that towards her debt. So if you take the $1051.80 and you add the $1522, we're working with $2,573, $2,573.80 per month. So just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like on paper for all of these categories, let's write those out. So if we're going to do the tithing, she would like to do 10%, which would be $257 a month. For housing, if we go on the low end at 25%, is $643.45. Then for utilities, she wanted to try and go, the recommendation is anywhere from 5 to 10%. Her goal is 7%. And that's $180.17. Then we have food, which was 10%, which would give her $257 a month. Then we have transportation, and she wants to stick to the 10%, which would again give her $257 a month. For medical, she wants to stick to 7%, so that gives her $180.17. For insurance, her goal is to stay at the lower end of the recommended and do 10%. For personal, she again wants to do 10%. And then for recreation, hang on, I gotta add these up, guys. 10 plus 25 plus 7 plus 47. Okay, that's what I thought. For recreation, she wants to do, the recommendation is 5 to 10%. She wants to do 5%. And then for everything else, she wants to do 6% towards debt. All right, so what those amounts come out to be, 5273.8 times 0.05. The 5% is going to be $128.69. And then for the 2573.8 times 0.06 for her debt, her goal is to pay $154.43 per month to debt. So these are her categories and what our goal is. So what I thought we would do together is look at these amounts as we put in her actual bills. We're going to leave the tithing empty for right now until we get everything else filled out, and then we will go back and take a look and see how close we are. So I'm going to zoom you guys back out. Well, maybe. And we're going to take a peek. So this is our kind of our cheat sheet. This is what our goals are. And this is the form that we're going to fill out and try and figure out if we're meeting each of those categories. So I'm going to take a different colored pen. I'm going to use this really pretty orange. And I'm going to put that our goal is to budget for $2,573.80 per month. Let me tell you some of the things that she and I have gone through in the last couple of weeks to help decrease these numbers. Part of the reason that she was having such a struggle financially is because, just like I know my family and like so many others that I've talked to, she wasn't as fully engaged with her money, and she wasn't making her money work for her the way that maybe we all strive for. So a couple of those things were like subscriptions. Some of the subscriptions, when we went through them and prioritized them, there were some subscriptions that she absolutely were a hard no. She wasn't going to get rid of. Then there were about 6 that she totally forgot that she even had. So when we looked at them, she picked 5, which was about 60% of the subscriptions she had. Got rid of them completely. Some of them were quarterly, some of them were annually. 1 or 2 of them were monthly, and that cut $120 out of her bills. Another thing was she was paying $42 a month for a gym membership. and I don't know how many of us know this, but there are certain health insurance companies, because she does have Medicare. She got Medicare when she was 65. Because she does have Medicare, she pays for a supplement policy. That supplement policy provides the Silver Sneakers program for her, which gives her free gym membership to multiple gyms in the area. So we were able to get rid of that $42 a month. She cut her cable. She was spending $129 a month on cable and internet. We were able to get her enrolled in the same, I guess it's bandwidth or the same level of internet that she had, and just some streaming service. She already had a Roku box, so it was really easy to do, and cut her bill in half there. The car insurance, she picked up the phone, she called her car insurance company, hadn't talked to them in 9 years, you guys. And just because she called in and they said, you know what, sweetie, all you had to do was call. We can review your policy once a year. You qualify for blah, 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 blah. It cut her car insurance down by 43%. She was elated, and it didn't change her coverage at all. So she does have to shop for her homeowner's insurance the same way and figure out if she can get that lower as well. She's considering refinancing her home down to a 10-year mortgage because she only has about 15 years left to pay on it anyway, and it's not a large amount. She's considering doing that to get the lower interest rate, because right now interest rates are still pretty low, and then the eating out, which we will get to. So now you have an idea of some of the steps that we took before we got this far, when we were just looking at where her money was going. Going back and doing a 60 or 90-day review of detailed of every expense and going through it, it got very overwhelming and very frustrating for her. So we just decided not to do it, not to finish completing it. I took the information that I had and told her this process is not meant to cause anxiety or stress in any way, shape, or form. So we would work with what we had and make adjustments as we go. We just need to be conscious of the fact that we need to leave some cushion or wiggle room in each of the categories. So that being said, you guys, let's get into the situation. Right now, we're going to skip charity, we're going to skip saving, we're going to go straight into housing. This was one of the areas where she blew my mind. She did something that I completely was not expecting. Let me see if I can zoom out in just a hair. Blew my mind, y'all. She went and got a roommate. Now, again, she's 68 years old. She owns the home. I mean, she's paying a mortgage on it, but it's her home, and realized that her mortgage was more than the money she wanted to allocate for housing. So her mortgage payment before she got the roommate was $1,176.47. So it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. So she rented out 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom to a college student that is going to the local college near her home, which makes it great for the student because they can now just ride a bike to school. She rented out this 1 bedroom, 1 bath, all inclusive, so they get to share her streaming of TV, and this includes all utilities for the month, and she rented that out for $575 a month. So that was able to put it to where she's going to pay $601.47 on her budget. And here's what we decided to do. If any of you guys remember back from whenever you had roommates and things of that nature, my advice to her was to take this amount plus the utilities amount, which is this $180, and combine those. So let's take $643.45 plus $180.17, and that comes out to let me write that in a different color. That comes out to $823.62. My advice to her was whatever she has left over at the end of the month from this amount, to put it in a sinking fund just for the house, because when you have a roommate or a tenant and their name's not on the lease and they have no obligation other than you personally, that $575 is wonderful while it lasts. It is a college student. Their income is not the most stable in the world. She did get a parent guarantor for this rental agreement, so she does have the recourse of going back and getting the parents to pay on this lease, and they did sign a 1-year lease. So everything points towards her taking all of the steps to ensure she receives this for 12 months. But if she doesn't, if there's any money left over out of this, it needs to go in a fund so that if this person doesn't pay their rent, she doesn't fall behind on her mortgage payment. So that amount, that $1,176.47, is with escrow. So when it comes to real estate taxes, we're going to put that is included. She has no HOA, and we're going to do her repairs as a sinking fund. All right, when it comes to the utilities on her home, another thing that she has done that I think is just fantastic is about 10 years ago, she decided to jump on board with some of the trends here in Texas and get solar panels. Now, if you have solar panels or you know anyone that does, you know that there are federal, I'm sorry, I'm playing with the Zoom, you guys. I'm trying to get it so that you can see it. There are federal programs that give you tax breaks. There are benefits from your utility company providers in some places. So for her, she got the solar panels, she had them installed, she financed them over 10 years, but the company that she was with for electricity gave her money back. They bought her solar electricity from her. Now, I don't understand how the whole system works, but we did pull 12 months of her utility bills, because whatever her solar panels don't cover, she would have to pay that, and then there's like a little $10.80 monthly fee for them to come out and read the meter. But we took her highest electricity bill for the last 12 months and decided that that's the amount that we're going to budget for, just because it was significantly lower than you would expect. But her highest electricity bill was $62.18. Her water bill on average, which does include her trash, this bill on average is $41.64. Her internet that we got for her, she is now paying $38.70. Her cable is basically Netflix. It's $17.31. And her cell phone plan that she has, she is currently paying $62.11. So let's add all of those up. We've got $62.18 plus $41.64 plus $38.70. I'll go back to that one, plus $62.11 plus $17.31. $221.94. So her utilities goal is $180, but she's currently paying $221.94, and that is after we cut out so many of those other expenses. So if we take our calculator and subtract the $180.17, she is over budget by $41.77 already. Just again, as a projection, we will get that $41.77 back, I promise. So, housing and utilities we have covered. So, let's talk about groceries. We talked about what she likes, what she doesn't like, has she ever cooked, what her cooking level is, what small appliances she has, what her time allocation is in the evenings and on the weekends as far as food prep goes and things of that nature. She was spending an inordinate amount on eating out. On an average month, she was spending over $400 eating out at restaurants, and then an additional $300 to $400 at the grocery store. And as you can see, the 10% goal is $257. She was spending well over 3 times that amount. So here's what we've decided to do. We've decided for at least this month that she and she knows that we did it this Wednesday and we worked on it again yesterday, are going to do our meal planning and looking at the grocery ads together. We did it this week and I was blown away by how well she did with her grocery shopping. And so we've decided not to cut her off at the knees with eating out. So we are going to allocate part of this money to eating out. She's going to eat out 1 time a week. We're going to allow $20 2 weeks and $15 the other 2 weeks. So for a total of $70 out of this budget. That's only going to leave her, let's see, $257 minus 70. That leaves her $187 for grocery shopping. So $187 a month for groceries and $70 for eating out. Her explanation to me was for this eating out, there are a couple of places that she goes every single week. On Tuesdays, she goes to Rose's Cafe without fail. She gets the $5 taco plate and gets a $5 taco plate for the next day. She spends less than $12 because she uses her drink at home, and that meal lasts her 2 dinners and 1 lunch. So she does choose, the things that she chose wisely. She chose places that run specials. On Wednesday night, she likes to get the Buffalo Wild Wings. Buy 8 wings, get 8 wings free, takes those home and eats those. So again, she's being very conscious of her dollars now. And her goal is to spend $187 a month and $70 a month here. Now that $187 translates into about $47 a week. When we did her meal plan and grocery shopping for this week, she's picking up her groceries today on Friday. She literally spent $41 and change and has a meal plan, is going to do some meal prep, and has everything mapped out for the week, and even texted me this morning about what a stress relief it was to have that off of her shoulders and to have a plan in place. So that was really cool. All right, moving along, we're going down to transportation. Her goal for transportation is $257. For gas, she has a small, very economical vehicle. She is spending an average of $12 to $15 per week. So we decided to go with the 15 and budget $60 for gas per month. And she gets, ooh, sorry about the blur there, you guys. And then she gets 1 oil change every 3 months. So we need to add $20 a month to get that $60 oil change. Repairs and tires we are going to do as a sinking fund. And licenses and tags, when we looked at what it costs to get her car inspected and to renew her tags, that total came out to $9 per month. Then for car replacement, at this point in time, she's not interested in doing that at all. But what she did want to keep was, when we talked about subscriptions, she has a subscription to a car wash. And she pays $11 a month for that and gets unlimited car washes and vacuum. So she does not have a car payment and does pay her insurance, which will go under a different category. So all total here, we're looking at $100, and it just worked out that way. She's got $100 here instead of the budgeted $257. So right there, she's got a surplus of $157. We will use part of that money for here And just hold on because the rest of it gets consumed as well. All right, so then we get down to this medication and health area. Again, we did find out through her Humana plan that she pays for every month that they will cover her gym membership, so that was a big bonus. Again, our goal in this category is $180.17. She takes 4 different medications on a daily basis for chronic health conditions. Those medications every month, after all contributions from Medicare and Humana, those medications cost her out of pocket $54. So that is part of that expense. For doctor's bills, we're going to make that a sinking fund. For the dentist, we're going to lump that into the doctor's bills and optometrist. This is all going to go into one sinking fund for medical. Then for vitamins, she asked that we budget $10 a week. Now, in addition to all of this, there is something that she does once a month that is a deal breaker, hard stop for her, and that is her massage. She gets one massage every 4 weeks. She would like to do it more often, and that's something that we set as a goal, or she set as a goal, for once her debt is completely paid off. But she gets one massage once a month for $60, and she does not want to give that up, and that's okay. So all said total here, we have 54 plus 10 plus 60. We have $124. So we're going to write that $124 here. And then we're going to take what's left of that money, which is $56.17, and put it in parentheses here. All right. We're going to go to page 2 to insurance. Our goal for insurance was $257. Now, there are a couple of things in this category that we had to address. She does pay for life insurance, and for that, she pays $72 a month, and it is decent insurance. For health insurance, she does have that Humana supplemental plan. She pays $55 a month for that plan. Medicare, she does not pay for. She has a small health policy offered to her through her employer that would be free and no cost to her, but it isn't as comprehensive as her Medicare, so she chose to stay with her Medicare. For her homeowner's insurance, that is included in her escrow. Her car insurance is $116.38 a month. She did not have long-term or short-term disability insurance other than what is provided through her employer for free. This is something that we discussed, so this number may be changing, especially with her age and the fact that she is single and does not live with anyone that could assume the role of a caregiver. Looking at short-term or long-term care above and beyond what the employer offers might become really important. She does not carry identity theft. She does not carry LTC or long-term care insurance at this time. We did price a couple of those policies out, so let's add up and see what we have. We've got 72 plus 55 plus 116.38 is $243.38. So that leaves us $13.62. All right, so our next category is personal, and our goal is $257. Let me scoot this up so you guys can see it. She does not have child care. For toiletries, she averages $32 a month. We went back and pulled some receipts. For cosmetics, she's asking for $18 a month, and most of that centers around skincare. She doesn't have any education, tuition, book supplies, child support, alimony. But then we get to subscriptions, and under the subscriptions, like I said, there were a few that she absolutely relies on and cannot let go of. We did take all of the annual ones, quarterly ones, and kind of average them out to a monthly cost, and we will be starting a sinking fund for those that are annually, but we wanted the monthly amount to count. So at the end of the movie, on a monthly basis, she is paying $38 $8 a month in subscriptions. Organizational dues, she does belong to one social organization. She pays $6 a month for that, and it provides a great source of joy and socialization and interaction for her. For gifts, we're going to make this a sinking fund. She did not want a replace furniture fund. For pocket money for his, he doesn't exist. For pocket money for hers, she has asked to maintain about $40 a week, so $160 a month. And again, I know some of these numbers will be a little outside of what we're expecting, but again, we'll get there. Pet supplies, she has one small dog. The only supplies for the pet would be food, but we're going to need to start a pet sinking fund for any veterinary bills. On average, she spends $27 a month for her little puppy's food. Music and technology, she subscribes to one service on her phone. It is $10 a month. And that's kind of it for the personal. So we will add those up. We have 32 and 18, 38, 6, 160, 27, and 10. So we're at 291 in this category. And if we take away our goal, so we are negative $34. All right, so I guess I should put the one up here too, right? On the utilities that we were negative 41.23. Okay, so our next to last category is recreation. It is a 5%. Our goal is to stay under $128. She would like for $125 a month to go into vacation. She said she would use that fun money or spending money for any entertainment purposes, not eating out or anything like that. So her pocket money that she put down here will pay for any entertainment that she wants to do, which would most likely be outings with her social group that she goes out with. But this money would be money to go and visit her 2 children and her 4 gorgeous grandchildren. So we're at 125 there. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to put these worksheets aside, and we're going to come up with a total right here. And we're going to go ahead and say if she did put in the $257 for tithing, we're going to take a look at that. All right? So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put my calculator here, and I'm going to zoom you guys out just a little bit so you can see everything. And we're going to add up some numbers. And we're going to look at it 2 ways. We're going to look at what we would have for debt if we do the 10% for tithing and without it. And this number is going to change, right? So we start with the 257 plus, remember, she's doing the 6, I'm sorry, where did I put it? It was 601. Oh goodness, I forgot to write it down. 1176.47 minus 575 means that she pays 601.47. Perfect. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So we'll take that plus the 257 plus her 221.94 plus her 187 plus 70 plus 100 plus 124 plus 243.38 plus 291 plus 125. So at this point, as it stands with option A, she's got $2,220.79 in outgo, which would leave $353, which is incredible. $353.01 to put towards debt. So if you take that number and you subtract the 257 for the giving at this point, then it would be $1,963.79. And subtract that from the total, she would have $610.01. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys. This is very personal. For some people, this is tied to spirituality and religion. For other people, they feel as though if they donate their time and their resources, that is as valuable as handing over cash, but not giving any other type of investment. It is a very, very personal decision. I have said to her, and I'm going to say it again on here, and I know she's going to watch this video, either way is absolutely spot on correct. It's wonderful. Whatever you can do, whatever you are driven to do or passionate to do, whether that's giving of your time, giving of your money, giving of things in your home that you know that someone else can use or maybe in need of. I think that the overall point of giving value and consideration to others and contributing what you can contribute is the best that people can do. That's one of the most beautiful things about being a human being, is helping someone else. So whether you decide to do this 10% or not, that is absolutely personal and up to you. She has 4 debts. So let's cover those debts really, really quickly. She does not have a car payment, but she has 3 credit cards and 1 personal loan. Her credit card number 1 is a Chase. Her credit card number 2 is a Capital One. And her credit card number 3 is a Discover. And then she has a personal loan. Her minimum payment to each of these cards every month is $27, $36, and $68. Her personal loan costs her $142 every month. So if we take the minimum payments only, right, we're just looking at minimum payments, and we say 27, 36, 68, and 142 is $273 per month. If we look back at our sheet here, 273 is our minimum. And when she and I went through this together, we took this number and subtracted it from these numbers. Oops, 353.01 minus 273 leaves $80 and a penny per month. The $610 minus the 273 left $337.01 per month. So it was decision time. It was time to decide what she was most comfortable with and what she wanted to do with her budget. And she chose that she was going to use her time and resources that way to give back. She's going to start doing more volunteer hours, even though she already does a couple a week at a certain location. She's going to volunteer more of her time, and she's going to use the opportunity to do some decluttering in her home, which she has been working on. That's where she's getting some of that income from selling items online. She's going to do more decluttering and make some more donations with the organization she has decided to volunteer with. She did contact our local area food bank to volunteer with them, and she has been volunteering at the women's shelter 2 to 4 hours a week for many, many years now. So that's what she has decided to do. So when I set up her budget pages, this is the amount that is going to be her goal every month to pay towards her debt snowball. We have discussed a couple of things, like should part of this go to the emergency fund, the other part to the debt snowball. We've also discussed should a portion of this go towards a cushion in case the tenant situation doesn't work out. And I told her what I would like to do, if she was okay with it, was to ask you guys and to bring it to the community. If you were in her exact situation, what would you do with this $337.01 every single month? How much or what percentage of that would you put towards your debt snowball? what percentage would you put towards your emergency fund, and what percentage, if any, would you put towards your cushion in case your tenant didn't pay their rent. Because even if they don't and you have to pursue the parental guarantor agreement, that's still going to take time, and you can't not pay your mortgage during that time. So this is where I'm going to stop so that I don't make this video too incredibly crazy long for you guys. But I wanted to start from complete scratch and show you guys how we set it up, how we picked it. What I'm going to do in the next video is I'm going to have, let me zoom back out. I'm going to have this completely done. I'm going to have all of the dates and stuff in here. We will go through and put her bills in together. She really doesn't have very many bills. We're going to set up her monthly budget, and we're also going to set up her paycheck budget and her weekly money plan. She's going to start to use a spending tracker, and we're going to look at whether or not she has money to set up sinking funds. So that $337 that she has left over every month up here, we do need to set up a couple of sinking funds with that. And the priorities for her are her dog. We've already established that she's going to put money towards vacation, but she needs a vehicle maintenance sinking fund, and she needs a medical sinking fund. So those are our priorities for the first three sinking funds will be medical, pet, and vehicle maintenance. And she already has vacation allocated. I did ask her to please consider decreasing the allocation on the vacation to put that money towards sinking funds, and that's her choice. It's just one of the things that I would look at in her situation as a potential to bring more money to my debt and to my sinking funds. So that is it for today's video, you guys. This is the nitty-gritty, down and dirty of how we're starting her budget. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you're looking forward to the second video in this series. Please, 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 we are stronger together. If you have suggestions, comments, anything that you can do that will help, I want to do the best that I absolutely can for her, and I know that my best is this community. So please, please, please give your advice and suggestions on what else you would do or what you would change, or if there's anything here you would have done differently, and we will take that and put it into action. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves, be well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.